Hey, there you are. Jeff Lyons, Hudsonville Handyman. Two tips for you. I have here some sawhorses. As you can see, these sawhorses pretty seasoned, and generally you can pick up. One of the first tips for you is I'm replacing brackets on one set of my sawhorses. These brackets here probably are about 10 years old, and this one, as you can see, cracked, and that was on one set of my sawhorses. And so I decided, hey, I'll replace this one. So I went out and bought a new set of brackets, which I couldn't find the old set. So keep in mind, here's the first tip, is when you go to replace your sawhorse brackets, it's generally maybe a good idea to go ahead and replace the other set. Even though these two are still fine, I'm going to have to replace them because once I go to get the new ones, they're not quite the same and my height is off. So as you can see, this particular sawhorse is going to be a little bit higher. Not a huge thing, but I always like to have my sawhorses the same height for when I'm working to keep stuff level. Not a big deal, but just one of those things I like to do. So keep in mind, if you're going to replace these, go ahead and replace both sets for both your sawhorses at once. I'll have to go and pick me up another set of these. Almost Father's Day, so if my wife's watching, good opportunity for the kids to pick me up a new set or another set of these. I got these at Home Depot, so keep that in mind. Now, the second tip that I want to bring you is whenever I build these, I build them with all-purpose screws versus nails, and that's so I don't have to recut, because when you cut all these 2x4s, you generally cut them all about the same size so that everything's level. So now I can reuse my old set. As you can see here, I've got this one already partially done, and I know that these will all be the same height, it'll all be level, and so by using the all-purpose screws, I don't tear apart my wood trying to get it apart. I can just back the screws out, and even the screws come out in pretty good shape, and I can reuse them, which I already have reused some of the screws on this particular sawhorse here. So, two good tips for you. Use screws, all-purpose screws versus nails, and buy your brackets in two sets so that you can replace both, even though the other brackets may not need to be replaced. So remember, I may not be perfect, but I am handy.